Using Rayon, I can create FF&E schedules that update automatically as the design develops. These help to establish easy cost estimates and procurement lists using custom information that I associate with the blocks already in my drawings. If you want to follow along, you can create a free Rayon account at the link in the description. We'd also love to hear about your current workflow, so please get involved in the comments and let us know. Before we get into the process of creating a table, I just want to show you our final output. So here within a plot sheet, within our presentation, we've got a furniture schedule and a fixture schedule, both populated with all of the blocks that we're adding to our floor plans. And then we're actually able to add all of this information directly to those blocks. Same thing for the fixtures. So all of that we're able to just do directly in the model canvas with adding all of these properties to our blocks and then automatically generating these schedules from that information in our model canvas. And then of course we're able to insert those schedules directly into our presentation, into our plot sheets. The first step in the process is to populate my drawings with blocks. So I can either use Rayon's block libraries with over 10,000 blocks already included, or I can import DWG files, or I can even create my own blocks directly in Rayon. Once I have all of these in place, then I can associate custom properties to all of these blocks, and then all of that information I use to generate my schedules. Now that I've populated my floor plan with blocks for furniture and fixtures and whatever else I might want to include, the first thing that I want to do is actually define these objects, define these blocks as furniture or fixtures or doors, whatever schedule that I want to populate. So to do that, first I'm going to select one of these blocks. And over here on the right under properties, you can see custom properties. This is showing me instance properties. So as I select this single instance of a couch, I can adjust the unique properties associated with this unique instance of this couch. What that means is as we've got these two identical couches, these are going to be unique. And so any properties that I change here is going to be just for this version of the couch. If, however, I want to change the properties for all instances of that couch, all I have to do is double click in to edit this block. And now any properties that I change here are going to associate with all versions of this block. So we're changing the definition of this block rather than the instance. So the first thing that I can do is go to select properties. So now I want to choose any property that is going to show up in the schedule. But the first thing, back to defining these objects, is I want to show a category. So if I go to add new property, and I'm just going to go category. And this is going to be a text input, and I'm going to make this actually a drop-down menu. So now I can add my different value options. So I'll do furniture and fixture. And then again, here's also where if I was doing doors and windows or outlets or anything like that, I could just start to fill this list out, and then it would just automatically be available as an option. So now I'm going to go ahead and save that. I'm actually going to create a couple more. So you can see that showed up there now. So first I'm going to do price. And this is going to be a price, of course, and it's going to be a value, not a formula, but we can get into that later. And I'll start with nothing showing. And again, I'm actually going to do another one for brand. And this again, I'll do a drop-down menu. So now we can start to add, restoration hardware and IKEA. And since we're doing some fixtures, maybe I'll do a Kohler as well. So now we've got all of that set up. And now if I go back to open this up, I can just simply select which ones I want to include. And now I can start to identify what all of these, what the price is and all of that. First thing, of course, though, if I go to category, I just want to label this as furniture. And maybe this is a, 800 euro couch. Maybe this is restoration hardware. So all of that is super easy to pull together. So now as I select other instances of this same block, all of those same properties, all that information that I associated with that block is now associated with all instances of that block. And so now what I need to do is actually go through all of the other blocks on the project that I want to include in the schedules, and I need to start to add that same information. So here I want to make sure this is showing brand, category, and price. And now, at least under category, I want to label that as a fixture, and then everything else can kind of be filled out later. So you can imagine if you're kind of starting with a plan that's already been populated with blocks, you basically have to go through for all of your different block types and associate those properties with all those different blocks. But if you're starting a new project from scratch, then you can imagine you've already got each block associated with that information. And then as you start to populate your drawing with these blocks, all of that information is already going to be there, and then you can very easily start to generate those schedules. Now that I have all of these properties associated with my blocks, it's time to use those properties to generate a table. Once that's established, it will automatically update with any changes that I make to those properties as the design progresses. To create a table, I'm just going to go over to our Tables tab and go to the plus button. This is going to give me a couple of options for preset tables, but just to walk you through the process, I'm going to go with custom and just create from scratch. So here I can actually choose, whether this is associated with block definitions or block instances, which we just discussed, of, whether this is each individual instance or the overall block definition, right? So you can see we've got 55 blocks versus 180, individual unique instances. Also, this is where I can do zones. So if I'm doing a room finish schedule, then I can use the zones to define those spaces. Or walls, if you're doing, you want to get a wall length and finishes and all of that. But here, if I'm going with block definitions, you can see that we've got just every block on the project is associated here. So that's where that category comes in handy. So if I go over to the filter and I go to add a filter, now I want to choose category as my way of kind of sorting this out. And so now if I'm doing a furniture schedule, I just want to select furniture and save that. And now this is showing just those blocks that I've associated as pieces of furniture. So now I want to start to actually build this table. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and name this. So this is my furniture schedule. And now I actually want to start to add columns to add some information. So before we get into the actual properties that we were adding to all of our pieces of furniture, I'm actually going to go in and we've got some other options here. So one kind of cool one is we do have a preview. And so I'm going to add that. So this is actually going to show images of these blocks. And next I'm going to go in and, maybe now we want to see brand. Let's see, there it is. So now we're seeing Restoration Hardware, and I went through and I added, made all of these pieces of furniture categorized as furniture, but I didn't fill out any of the other information. So I can either do that in the drawings or I can do that here, so I can say this is IKEA. And so you can really go through and start to customize this, and you can either work from the canvas or from the table. Either way works. And then of course I'm going to go in and add price. Now we've got the prices for all of these pieces. And then the other thing that I think can be really important is to show the count. So this is automatically going to be in here. And so now I can see, for this sofa, we've got 2 of those. For this chair, we've actually got 16. So very easy to just add that. And that's what I meant by, as you update your drawings, the table is going to automatically update, so keep an eye on the couch here. So that 2 number, as I copy this, that automatically updates to 3. So very easy to set up your quantities, and then you can use that to, send out to your procurement partners. One of the real benefits of creating a table is the ability to have this running takeoff for, here's the cost of all the furniture across the project, here's the cost of all the fixtures, all the flooring, and so on. And to do that, we actually need to create a formula so that we can actually have multiply the price per unit by the count, and then add that as a column in our table. So here I'll walk you through how to actually accomplish that. In order to create a formula, I'm actually going to go over to my custom properties tab. And this is going to be a very similar process to adding properties to our blocks. So if I go up to the plus button, you can see this is the exact same interface. So I'm going to label this total, and then under type, this is going to be a price. And then here's where it gets different. So instead of a value that we're punching in, we're going to go to a formula. This might look complicated, but all we're doing is a simple math formula. So what we want is price times count. So to do that, I'll go to my variables, self, because we're referencing this one object, and it's going to be price multiplied by count. And now when I go ahead and save that, I can go back to my table, and here I'll go to add a column and total. So now you can see we've got this €800 per unit cost, multiplied by 2, 1600, so everything is looking good. And earlier when I was populating my plans, I was just changing the categories for all of these objects just to get it in the schedule, but you can see I left the price and everything blank. But I can always, depending on where I'm at in the process or how I prefer to work, I can update this either in the table or in the model canvas. So here, maybe I'll just start to populate these with prices. So again, maybe this is all 800 and 750. I'm just doing this at random, but presumably you could pull this from the website and have, more accurate information. Same thing with the brands as well. I can label this as, maybe this is the IKEA chair, right? So you can always go through and start to populate. And, here you can see that this is all multiplying correctly. And then lastly, I want to get into the footer. So here we've got a sum total for the unit cost, which is kind of meaningless. So I'm actually going to X this out. What I want is the sum for this column, the total column. So I'm going to add that sum here. And so now we do have that running total takeoff of all the furniture across the project. And again, just to show you, as I develop the drawing, as the design progresses, if I take this couch, here you can see we've got 2. So if I copy this, and now we've got, a third couch, that's going to update the count, update that formula. So everything is going to track through. So as the design progresses, you can imagine as you're populating different furniture, or if, a single sink vanity turns into a double sink vanity, all of that is going to be accounted for in the table and automatically updating. So now that we've got a furniture schedule set up just the way we want it, now I wanted to go ahead and do the same thing with a fixture schedule. So to do that, I don't have to reinvent the wheel. I don't have to recreate anything. I can simply duplicate this table and, obviously change the name. So this is a fixture schedule. And now I just want to change that filter. So I'm going to go over to my filters, category, again, just stressing the importance of setting up that category property, because that's going to help you define all of your schedules. Now I can just change that filter from furniture over to fixture. And once I hit save, it's just going to switch over to show me all the fixtures on this project. And again, I can go in and say that this is a Kohler and so on. So everything can track in that way as well. The last thing that I want to do is, of course, share my tables. And so the first thing that I can do, I can export this table as a CSV or Excel file. Or the other thing, of course, I can insert this into my plot sheets or into my presentation. So to do that, I will go over to my presentation sheets. So I've set up just a blank sheet. Basically, I can just go to my tables. I'm going to start with the furniture schedule, and I can just insert that table and basically just draw, kind of how big I want this to be. And then I can always go in and refine it. But right off the bat, you can see that we've got all of that information populated. So everything is in here. And basically, I can go in and I can adjust the size. So all of this is, very easy to adjust. But same as with blocks and groups, I can double click in, and maybe this top column I want to see a little bit of a background to it. Maybe this text wants to be a little bit bigger. So you can really go in and customize things as well. And you can even get into, do I want to, maybe not see the right and left sides. This is more of, kind of a table like that. So you can really go in and start to customize things. And then if I want to include the other schedule as well, I can either go through the same process, and it looks like that might be a little too big, but I can also just copy it over. And then over here, the same as how we have it set up with views, you can actually change the table that this is referencing. So I want this to reference my fixture schedule. And you can see it messed up some of my properties, but I can always go in here and, maybe go with that and fill. I can switch that to the white as well. So very easy to kind of correct those mistakes if they pop up. But now very simple. I've got these two schedules in a plot sheet ready to export. So there you have it, a smart schedule that updates automatically as the design develops. If you found this useful, we've got plenty more videos on the channel and are continuing to produce more resources every week. Get involved in the comments and let us know what tools you'd like to see next. Thanks.